What's up with the sickness.net? It's your boy Coop, man. And yes, it's that time again. We back at it. Another interview. And this time we up in the Notorious Northwest, man. Introduce y'all to the guy DZ. DZ, what's happening with you folks?
Oh man, you know, some more of it. Up early on this money and shit. What's up with it, Coop?
Oh man, checking in with you. You know, you just released a couple of projects and stuff. You've been in the game a minute, man, up there up in the Northwest, Seattle, you know what I'm saying, Portland, Oregon area.
Yeah, 2003 to be exact and shit. I was going to the University of Arizona and I tapped in with the boy Corrupt from the Dog Pound and everything pretty much snowballed from there or whatever, you know?
Well, let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Let's shed some light on that, how that happened. You know, you see, you hooked up with Corrupt, and then what was the next step there?
Basically, this how it all went down and shit. I wasn't even a rapper. I've been from Seattle my whole life. I always been fly. I always been the cool white guy and shit. You know, with jewelry, with bitches, with whips, that type of, you know, whatnot. With the weed also, you know, and anyways. I knew somebody that basically he owned a brand called Tits, Two in the Shirt, as of recently, and he was making beats for me, you know, just in the experimental stage when I was going to the University of Arizona in 2001, and he was like, yo, when you get back up here on Christmas break or whatever, get with me. I got some beats for you. Back then I was just, you know, freestyling and whatnot like that. And he had some beats for me, and I took him back to Arizona with me and whatever, and I wrote a whole album. And I came back to Seattle, and I bumped into another guy, and he told me he knew about a big-time studio, and then I went over there, and I tapped in with the boy, and I made my very first album, Game Invested and Involved. I took it back to Arizona, and I sold about like 20,000 copies of that damn thing. I emptied out my backpack, and instead of books, I was filling it up with CDs. And basically everybody was supporting me, you know, just based on me being their friend type thing. You know, OD, new album, cop one for $10 or whatever, you know, and support. Not so much I was a great rapper then because I didn't even know how to rap. I was more, you know, just teaching myself how to rap. I didn't know how to count bars and, you know, all that extra shit. Anyways, when I had the album down there, it was Valentine's Day and there was a big basketball game, and my friend was Hassan Adams, the best player for the University of Arizona at the time that I went there, along with Channing Frye, Andre Iguodala, and some other, you know, people that are in the NBA right now. He gave me tickets to the game. Anyways, my other partner calls me. He's like, yo, you won't believe who I just came through Exit 27 with. I'm like, who? He's like, Corrupt from the Dog Pound. You should come up here and give him your CD. I was just telling him all about you or whatever. So I raced up there. I met him. I gave him my CD. He acted like he knew who I was, but he didn't. You know, but I thought he did or something, you know, because I had Badass on my album, and Badass was a member of the Dog Pound, but, you know, we talked. He didn't know who I was. He just liked what I was doing, and I had been in an Arizona studio the night before, and the boy was like, DZ, you know all the rappers. If only you knew Corrupt from the Dog Pound, I'd give him $10,000 just to rap on my album. And the dude that I'm talking about, he had a group out of Arizona, you know, coming out at that time called Vicious Soldiers on the Prowl. It was called VSOP, and the dude's name was Mees, and he had like some studio concrete beats or whatever, you know, shout out to him. And I told Corrupt that, and he said, okay, let's do it. Let's get the money, nephew. And I told him, what are you doing out here? And he said, I'm filming a movie. Do you want to be in it? And I told him, sure, why not? The movie's called Cut Off. It's out now on DVD. I'm just an extra in it. But that's where my connection, you know, everything came with Corrupt. I took him to the studio. The boy gave him 10 G's. Corrupt broke and shit like 20%. He told me, DZ, you're going to be my young killer out of Seattle. I'm fucking with you tough. What are you putting together? I told him, well, shit, I'm about to start working on my next album. He was like, it's going to be Corrupt Presents, and I'm going to rap all over it. And I said, all right, cool. How much am I going to have to pay you? He said, you're not going to have to pay me $1. I'm doing this out of the genuine, you know, kindness in my heart. And I said, all right, cool. He did a few songs for me at the studio. We got the money. We dipped out. We did the movie the next day. And then that was it. I took him to the airport, dropped him off, never thought I was going to hear from him again and shit. He called me back the next week and said he's coming back to Arizona to stay with me and get it popping. From there, basically, you know, I started setting up, you know, all kinds of business for Corrupt. and like verse jugs and shit like that. Had people paying them $2,000, $2,500, $3,500, you know, endless amounts of numbers. And then one guy had hit me up asking about Corrupt. His name was DJ Assassin, and then he had mentioned Messy Marv. And then I told him, oh, I'm trying to do something with the boy Messy Marv. And he said, well, I got Gary Archer number. That's his manager at the time. And so I hit up Gary Archer. I told him me and Corrupt were coming to the Bay Area. We're doing a couple verses for some people, this and that and the third. And we wanted to, you know, tap in or something. He was like, yep, Mess wants to work with Corrupt. He's never worked with him. That'd be huge if you could put that together, DZ. I put it all together. We pulled up. We went and messed with the boy Mess. He loved Corrupt. I introduced them two. Them two had never heard of each other. I mean, Corrupt had never heard of Messy Marv before, but Messy Marv had heard of Corrupt. And basically that's how my whole everything kicked off, you know what I'm saying? And the fastest I could tell the story. That's how I hooked up with Corrupt. That's how I got hooked up with Mess. And then basically I just kept my connections with Mess and Corrupt and everybody else that I did good business with to this very day. And at first I was, you know, hooking up a lot of little verse jugs and shows and stuff like that. So I was really on my business. And that's what I did for the longest, is I had guys like Mr. Fab and Yuck Mouth and Killer Tay and C-Ball and all these guys come through Seattle, and I turned it up for these guys out here in Seattle. They never fucked with no Bay Area artists, and I'm the person who brought them all to Seattle, and I'm the person that, you know, put songs with Seattle artists together with Bay Area artists and linked that shit all up. And now the bridge has already been built, and I see other people, you know, from my city tapping in with Bay Area artists, and I ain't even hooked it up. So it's just like, you know, we got that connection. That's that.
So, 2015, you here with the new album. You got, you like to say, you always kept your ties with Mess, so now you got a new album. What's that? Gucci and Rubber Ducks.
I got that new album with Mess. It's called Rubber Ducks and Gucci Duffels. Basically, we started working on that joint like late 2010, like early 2011, and Mess was back and forth from Miami and Atlanta when we was putting it together or whatever, and shit just takes time to get together in general and stuff, especially with my music, because I got a special vision for it, and I want it to sound a certain way, and I'm really into the big mixes and mastering and sound quality and whatnot like that. I'll be all in L.A. mixing on SSL boards in the same rooms that Dr. Dre and DJ Quick use and Eminem and shit like that. So it took me a minute to get all the mixes and the masters and everything together and, you know, get Corrupt on there and get Matt Black on this hook. And then I had to wait until I seen Jay Diggs. And, you know, basically the shit's a final product now, and I'm promoting it everywhere, including on the Cygnus.net. Shout out to Cygnus.net. They got my banners up and everything like that. And shout out rapbay.com. They got the banners running, and you can buy the physical CD through Ryan at rapbay.com. And shout out Dottie. They got it out in Kansas City at 7th Heaven. And shout out Balance at Rasputin's in the Bay Area. They got it up there. And shout out the boy at Dimples. They got it in Sacramento, all the Dimples locations. And I'm pushing, and the shit's on iTunes, and that's it, bro. It's my newest album. It's album number 12, and I've been at this rap shit for a minute, and I got 13 projects out, all on iTunes, all pressed up, physical copies, and they're in some stores, and that's it for that, you know?
Man, let's talk. If anybody know about you, you know, as far as the music goes, like I said, you've been giving a decade plus in this music, so you didn't earn your stamp. But you know, a couple of years back, you know, you was in some headlines, real heavy for some controversial stuff. You had all sorts of types of names, a racist rapper, this, that, and the third. You had a world star moment.
I didn't have a world star moment. That's a boy who is a wannabe from Seattle who tried to gain recognition and fame off of me, and it's happened more than once. You feel me? I'll be moving around this thing by myself. I'm only 5'8" and a half, 160 pounds. You know, like I said, I'm DZ, the cool white boy, but for some reason, gang members with tattoos on their face and they weigh 360 pounds and shit like that, they want to test me or whatever. Like, you feel me? I'm DZ, the cool white boy. I ain't DZ, the hardest, shoot 'em up, bang, bang gang member that stood on the corner selling crack, come out to project housing, you feel me? But I am street, though, and I'm in these streets getting to the money every day, probably more than anybody else, doing all the shit that all these rappers be talking about. You feel me? I really live that shit every single day, touching, you know? So, about the headlines, yeah, that the boy put the World Star stamp on that though. So it ain't on World Star, it's on YouTube with a World Star stamp. Like I said, a wannabe. And that's the same boy that came up to me with his dad when he was 14 years old on Alki Beach, the same place that the incident happened, and he asked me could I sign him. I was on with Corrupt. I'm his favorite rapper from Seattle. I told him no, and ever since then he been mad at me.
So it's like, it's evident. I mean, you're not the racist rapper.
Come on, dog. Come on, I'm not the racist rapper and shit. Everybody I fuck with is black. If anything, I'm racist towards white people. You feel me? And the one little racist thing, that was my friend from Seattle. Well, my old friend from Seattle. I had a falling out with this and that and the third. He called me up like a federal agent, and he recorded my whole conversation. And then another guy chopped and sliced it, and they took out all their parts, and he was talking hella crazy to me, but you can't hear his parts and stuff. He's talking about this is why he hates white people, and I'm a white devil, and all this shit. So more than anything, touching on this race shit, people in Seattle are racist towards me more so than anything because I'm white, and I'm really in these streets fucking with it tough. You feel me? Fucking with black bitches, fucking with all the certified real street cats, you know, that they wish they could be fucking with. So then when they see a young white boy like me, you know, making it happen up and out of Seattle, who was a nobody, who turned nothing into something, it kind of, you know, just eats at them away. You know, they're like, for example, the one guy that did the one shit, he's like some gangster crip. He's like, why doesn't Corrupt fuck with me? I'm more of a gangster than DZ. I'm more of a crip than DZ, but the real is that Ness and Corrupt and all them guys don't care about all that shit. They care about who is getting some money around here and who's putting shit together, not who's the hardest gang member. They already grew up around all that shit, and they're connected with those type of people. So, yeah, that's what happened with the whole shit. And there's hella funny-ass shit going on in Seattle. And I don't fuck with these Seattle suckers, and I've been gave everybody in Seattle plenty opportunities to shine with their rapping who I thought had talent by coming out with my Northwest Wing compilations. And I got 3 volumes of it, and it's basically where I executive produce every single song, and I put a 16-bar verse of my own on there, and then I mix and mingle Seattle rappers who have never been heard of or ones that have never team up and do a song together, and I integrate other bigger Bay Area artists and California artists on the album and shit as a platform for, you know, these guys from Seattle to have a voice and get out there and shit. But I'm done, you know, doing all that type of shit, and I'm just focused on myself, and any other albums I do from here might be like a group album with somebody else, and that's what I got on the way. I got some shit coming with my boy Rich the Factor from Kansas City, Missouri. Shout out to Rich. He's getting out early May, late April. He's been down for a year and a half. And I'm doing one with my boy Young Bossy from Akron, Ohio. Shout out to Bossy and his whole clique, you know? Dope. So that's something that's on the way. That's next up for DZ, man. I'm working on albums. I'm working on albums 14 through 20 right now. So I mean, you know, albums 14 through 20. I got all my shit published on iTunes. I own it all. I cashed out everybody, or, you know, did whatever kind of business deal we did, you know, to make the shit happen, and that's it. I don't owe nobody nothing. If you know me, you owe me, like Mess says. That's what's happening, man. You pretty much answered the question, man. The album in stores, man. Who's the album feature, man? You got Glasses on there, Corrupt, Messy Marv. Right, I got Glasses. I got Glasses on there. I got on the Rubber Ducks and Gucci Duffels. I got me and Mess is on every song. I got Matt Black singing some hooks. I got my boy Juice on there from Bullies with Fullies. I got J Diggs on there, you know, from Thiz ENT. I got Glasses from Watts, California. I got Corrupt the Kingpin from the Rolling 60s from Los Angeles. Who else I got on there? Shit, I got 40 Glock. I tapped in with 40 Glock before the whole thing happened with him in Game or whatever, you know, when he was real hard coming out with the G-Unit, Mob Deep type shit. I tapped in with 40 Glock. I also hooked up Mess with 40 Glock. I also hooked up Mess with Spider Loke. I also hooked up Mess with Papa Smurf. You feel me? All the shit, man. I'm just connecting the dots out here. You feel me?
Dope, man. DZ and Messi, Marv, Rubber Ducks, and Gucci Duffels available right now, like you said, pretty much in all your favorite digital retail outlets.
And I'm going to get into the Cygnus.net store, too. You know, for anybody who's wondering, does the Cygnus.net got it? You know, I got some hard copies on the way over that way, too, so you could tap in with Coop or Nemo or whoever, Cygnus.net store, and get it at the Cygnus.net, you feel me? And just support the young bull, DZ, coming up and out of Seattle, Washington, you feel me? Damn near 15 years pushing, you know, damn near 20 albums deep, you know, touch base with all the real West Coast, you know, factors out here, and I'm trying to make more moves and put shit together and be out in that damn Texas, messing with, you know, all the Houston factors and take it out to the ATL and, you know, just spread my wings, man, and just keep doing this thing until maybe, you know, somebody recognizes me or something, you feel me? That's it. It's DZ on Cygnus.net, fucking with my boy Coop. Shout out Cygnus.net.